Hi, in this video we will try to insert a department. So we already seen how to insert a room, and actually the room is still here, Federico's room. And now we are not happy with the single room, but we want more, and we want an entire department. So what I propose is that I will make a copy of this room, so that we have a department at least with 2 rooms. I will follow exactly the same procedure, and I will actually differentiate the room in room number 1 and room number 2. I will keep the same property for all of them, just to gain time, but if you want to change, it's just a matter of repeating the same procedure that we saw in the previous video. And now we change the name of the department. So in this case it's going to be Federico's department. Clearly I have an ego that it's impossible to contain. So here we go. Look, no, a good suggestion is when you write a department, you always make a copy of the first insertion, so that you're making sure that it's exactly the same. So what we have to do, if we repeat the same procedure as before, now we should see also these 2 rooms in our configuration. Let's let PASS calculating all the cell, because we should see them already, because they are selected. We copy all the features and they were already selected. Okay, we move to 2.2, and indeed we have Federico's room number 1, Federico's room number 2, and an entire department for me. This empty line, please try to disregard it. It's needed when there is no selection. Just ignore it. So, okay, now we have this brand new department. At least it's listed here, but for example, it's not listed here. So how we complete all the information? What we have to do is to provide PASS with the information about the relation between departments. So what I'm gonna do is to copy the name, Ctrl C, I go here, I go in the title here, and I paste the name of the brand new department. Then I have to define the relations with this new department and the main 6 departments. Of course, I want my department being always present with any other choices. So I just put 1 everywhere. I click this bottom to refresh all the pivot tables. Okay, it's done, and let's check. So let's click, for example, in outpatient department, and you see that what was extra department 1, now it's black. The name is still extra 1 because the name of this bottom are not related to any other facility, so they have to be changed by hand. So I will do like this, Federico's debt. Sorry, but not all could be automated. What is more important is to check if I can see what is inside. And indeed, if we click here, we see that there is the brand new Federico departments in the list, and the composition of the rooms according to the configuration is listed up there. Of course, there is only 2 rooms. Of course, it's the same for all the 3 setups because this is what we ask. If you wanna change this characteristic, for example, we can say no second room not necessary in the first 2 configuration. So let's check if this is happening. I guess I have to click again here. Nope. Let's see if I refresh the data, and yes, I needed to refresh the pivot table to obtain this thing. The refreshing, don't worry, because usually it's happening automatically when you switch from a page to another, or in this case actually we forgot to click here. So if we had clicked here, this would have been happened automatically. So anyway, now we have our new department. It's not over because what we need, as you might remember, what we need to change is all the information about the human resource, because for the moment PASS doesn't have a clue of who has to work in Federico's department. So let's say that I want who I want, a medical generalist in my room, and that's it. So I will copy all 0 here, and I have a medical generalist that is supposed to work in my department. So having put 1 here, it means that just to check, it means that if we go to, I will close this bottom human resource, we have to check the MD group, and 1, it corresponds 1 medical doctor every 40 bed for 1 medical doctor on shift, because this is code number 1. I'm guess that since I have only 2 beds in my room, PASS will tell me that is rounding up to the next integer, so we'll tell that I have 1 doctor that is foreseen to work in my department, Federico's department. Just to check here, there should be a space ready for the user insertion in my department, and the computation, which is actually already happening. You know that this page, this 233, is already computing the values. The number of bed, Federico's department, it's correct, it's 4, according to the selection we have. Actually, yes, because we had 2 rooms. Yes. Then here is actually the space for to insert the data about the let's look the service type, which means the department schedule, and the typology of shift. So let's say that we work only during the week, and I guess this is 2, and let's say that we work like a pharmacy. Then if you want, you can check the code in the sheet 2.5. And then here we need to insert the data of morning shift, that it's I guess like this, no night shift, only everything during the day. So there are no more yellow cells, so it should be fine. Voila, 2, 3, 7, and there is actually they're already inserted by default. This is this as you can find in the water and sanitation requirements video. These are describing the profile of the users. They are pretty much always the same, so don't worry too much about this. Okay, so just to be sure of what's going on, I will check the departments, the design parameters, I'm sorry. So I have Federico department, Federico room number 1, and I have already 2 beds. Okay, I just write it again, just to overwrite. Let's check here, Federico department. Yeah, because we change. Yeah, okay, that's correct. We change the setup, so some of the data that we saw before were still with the 2 rooms, but now it's 1 room because we decided that the configuration was changing between setup 1, setup 2, and setup 3. Okay. I hope that you are still with me. We know that it's bed dependent, so there is no need to insert this data. Let's check the labor. These parameters are for the country, so they apply to all the facility. Federico departments, yes, we sought some reasonable data. It's working only during the day, 5 days a week, and the staff is supposed to be there only during the day. I'm fine with that. I exit the form. Okay, let's now check the allocation of human resources. As you remember, we have to select here. We find my nice little department. Well, the allocation of the resource is correct, but there is a problem. I think it's interesting that we see it together. There are still 4 beds here. But the problem of the bed is due to the fact that because we made a change in the room, let's say in the characteristic of the room, after having inserted the number of bed. So basically what we did at a certain point was to go in this page and changing the configuration here. So the belonging, here the belonging of the room to the setup, after having already inserted the bed here. As a recommendation, if you insert a room or a department, please first define all the characteristics that you want to associate to the specific room, and then proceed with the design process, and therefore using all the form that you find in page 2.2. Right now, just as a trick, what we can do is to erase directly this number 2. You might say, no, don't do it, because it's a white cell, so there might be a formula. This is a very good remark. Usually never change white cell, because, for example, if you do it here, you see that there is a huge formula behind. And if you erase it, it might be a problem. In this particular case, this is the depository of the input of the user, and in this particular case, it's safe to change directly the number here. So, if I go back here, here, now it's correct, and I see only 2 beds. So it's actually counting the right number of beds. But we should have actually a hint when we saw the table with the recap of the bed, that it's here exactly. So you see, now it's correct that we have 2 beds here. They are clinical bed. Yeah, it's now it's correct. Here, before there was a 4. Actually, this formula is computed from the big table in 2.1.1. This is using an RI formula, and it's computing the number of beds that correspond to the type and the name of the department. Well, but now it's fine. In any case, for example, here, don't touch the cells, because these formulas are a little bit tricky. Okay, that's it. I think that now we are happy with our brand new department, and we also browse a bit, and we I think it was useful to see how we should work when trying to solve a problem, and so I think it was useful to move a little bit around the different worksheets. Goodbye.